Out to Pioneer Park, where Parkersburg is looking for revenge this time, while Marietta was hoping for a 5th straight victory. Parkersburg up 1-0 early as Evan Swain hits a ground ball down the right field line. That will allow Colin McCarter to score from third base. Swain with an RBI single to extend Parkersburg's lead to 2-0. Later in the inning, Carter Kinder is going to crush this ball into left center for a base hit. Swain scores. Cooper Kincaid is right behind him, and he'll score as well. That's a 2-run single for Kinder, and the lead is now 4-0. Next batter is Eli Davis, who hits a line drive into left field for another hit. Runner is working his way around third, and he will hustle home for a run. Parkersburg on a roll, up 5-0 after the RBI double from Davis. Marietta gets on the board in the bottom of the first with Cooper Lauman hitting a high fly ball. Right fielder stumbles but makes a nice catch. However, Will Torrance tags up and scores off the sacrifice fly from Lauman, but Parkersburg goes on to win this one 9-5 over Marietta. Staying in Ohio, Beverly Lowell was looking to find some consistency after losing 3 of their last 5 games. They took on Meigs at home. And this game was delayed for about 30 minutes due to some lightning in the area. Meigs starter Lane Atha able to work around a first inning walk and throw up a 0 in this one. Grady Hessen would draw another walk in the second, then advance to third on the passed ball here. 2 strikes now for Coleman Welsh, but he gets bailed out with a hit by pitch. First and third, nobody out. Welsh would steal second, then Jacob Laswell hits a chopper through the right side. Hessen comes home. Lucas Baker right behind him. 2-0 Beverly Lowell. Laswell with another at-bat, this time watching the ball get through the catcher's legs, allowing Owen McCoy to score. Another ball will get to the backstop as Jenner Burge scampers home this time. Laswell walks, and Beverly has made some momentum with a 4-0 lead. Atha finally gets out of the inning, fielding the ground ball from Wade Dusky and making the play at first, but Beverly Lowell gets the dominant win 10-0.